Hey guys, and welcome back to Scotty's Garage. This week I just want to talk about Scotty's Garage, what's going on, and because people have been asking questions, and I think, yeah, maybe I should just clear the air a bit. Hey guys, and welcome back to Scotty's Garage. Now, in the last couple months, I've had a few messages from people going, oh, what's going on? You know, Scotty's Garage, you used to do really cool car videos and stuff, and now it's all tool reviews and all that sort of shit. When are you going to start doing car stuff again? And it's like, it's not that I'm not, doing car stuff. I mean, the last couple of weeks, or certainly the last couple of months, it has been reduced. There is no doubt. But I'm not replacing it with the tool review stuff. That's a separate entity. So let's think about it. Like when you look up the top of the screen and it says Scotty's Garage, then it could be car stuff, or it could be garage stuff, it could be anything related to my personal Scotty's Garage journey, which I did say right from the start, this was going to be a journey. And if you wanted to come along, feel free to, join in. And you guys have been very supportive, I've got to say. It's been fantastic. So, you think about what I've done in that time. So I rebooted Scotty's Garage in June 2024. And so what's that, 16 months ago? 16 months ago. So in that time, I've done over 80 Scotty's Garage videos. And then in the last few months, I've done 11 tool review videos. So Scotty's Toolbox is a totally different thing. It's just extra content. It's very easy content to create, but it's just extra content. So I thought you guys would enjoy it. Some of you are thinking, obviously, that it's taking over Scotty's Garage. It's not. It's in addition to, all right? So I'm doing Scotty's Garage plus the Scotty's Toolbox stuff. So in addition to, all right? So you're getting more content. So in the last 16 months, I've done over 90 videos. And yeah, you should be happy with that. Obviously, I've had great support from my Patreon supporters, which has been fantastic. And I do thank you guys. You've been so supportive, and you guys are really keeping this thing alive. I've got to say, it really is that way. You guys have been amazing. So thank you. Obviously, YouTube has been where I've been putting all the stuff up, and there is some YouTube earnings, but it's not amazing. So it is what it is. And in the last, say, 6 months, the merchandise stuff has really slowed down. But, that's kind of on me. I haven't really been pushing it. So maybe I should push it more. Buy some T-shirts, buy some stickers. It's all there on the Scotty's Garage store. Jump on the link in the description and, support the channel. Maybe that's what I need to be doing every couple of videos, pushing that out. But I feel funny about doing that stuff as well. But, in those 16 months, I've got Dad's Ute up and running as good as it ever has been. Rebuilt the transmission from, it was an empty case, rebuilt the whole thing up. How many of you guys have rebuilt a transmission before, And if you didn't watch those videos, then that's on you guys. Sure, you may not want to know how to rebuild a 904 Torque Flight, but I'm showing you that it's not a task that's totally out of the realm of possibility. You can build your own transmissions, you can build your own motors, you can do these things. If I can do them, you can do them, all right? So, and obviously I've done a fair bit with the wagon, not as much as I would have liked. The wagon, is kind of a work in progress, and yes, the progress has been slow. We're really up to stitching that rear quarter back on, and now that I have the spot welder, we can do that. But to do it, I need to put the guard and both doors on the side of the car. And, I need to have that so I can line up the quarter properly before we spot weld it in place. So that's kind of why things have come to a bit of a grinding halt on the wagon. And, it's been a busy last few months. And, I've also hurt my shoulder. So So this is one of the things that's really been a bit of a downer in the last few months is like before I went to the US, my shoulder was already sore. There was something going on and I was getting weird tingly fingers and all sorts of stuff and it wasn't great. And then I go to the US and then it's like that 9-day Fairmont build was so intensive. That was full on, like is the busiest I've ever been. I mean, it was pretty full on. So 9-day build and then what followed with the 6 summer stuff and then get back here and then back straight into carnage again. And my shoulder was cooked. And it felt like someone was stabbing me in the shoulder every time I moved my arm, especially when it went above your head. And it was very, very sharp pains. And so I kind of tried to take it easy for a little bit and it wasn't helping. So, and, you know, being a guy, you try and avoid the doctor as much as possible. But I end up relenting and booking in to see the doctor. And, of course, that takes, you can, like locally, you just can't just go and show up at the doctor. You got to book in and that takes a few days. And then, the doctor has to, have a bit of a play and he's like, okay, I need you to go get some scans. So that takes a few days. And then, they do the scans and then, they send the info back to the doctor, but then, you got to go back and see the doctor, so book in, and that takes a few days. And then the doctor goes, oh, well, now we need you to go get cortisone injections in your shoulder. So that takes a few days. So this whole thing's taken, a couple of weeks to actually get anything done. And finally, they injected the cortisone into my shoulder, and it's definitely helped. Like, it's helped a lot. So now I can lift my arm above my shoulder, which is great for, when I go to work, and the cars are on a hoist, so I can do things on the hoist. Where before I was really struggling. So, so that's been a bit of it slowed the pace down both home and at work. Certainly the last couple of weeks, people have been sending me messages about Carnage as well. It's like, what's going on with Carnage? We haven't seen a Carnage video for a few weeks. I'm like, and mind you, I have put up messages like on the Carnage Facebook page and the other places. And obviously people just don't pay attention. But, yeah, that's what's been going on, So because I haven't been able to work at a, full rate, I've been taking some time off. Then Maddie's been doing dyno video stuff with some, like MPW and places like that. So, we've been able to fill those content slots, but, it just hasn't been Carnage videos. So anyway, personally, I've been here working on my little CNC plasma table build, on the weekend, just because it's not heavy duty stuff. So it's something that doesn't hurt my shoulder. So I can get in and build this plasma table, which is something I wanted to do for a long time. And when it's done, I'll be able to cut out brackets, like 4-link brackets and stuff like that. So when, I want to make this Volvo into a bit of a, not a street and strip car, it's a strip car basically. So something I can take to either, radial or no prep events. I know it's going to be hard to make it a dual purpose car, but we'll see what we can do about that. See if we can have something that I can, race at both of those style events. So yeah, that's something I want to do with that. But to make all that bracketry, I need, access to my own little plasma table so I can try things, So that's what that's all about. So, I'm trying to do the best I can. I am one guy, and I'm trying to do the best I can. And I am, we've done cool stuff, the 12s for 2K thing. Yes, it has not run 12s yet, but still, that was a good series, and that's been pretty fun. And the Fairmont thing, I think you all agree, was just an amazing adventure. And if you weren't happy with the Fairmont thing, I can't help you. I mean, to me, that is still one of the most, it's just the coolest thing. Yes, the car only ran mid-14s, but still mid-14s is as quick as a Phase 3 Falcon, and the thing's got 273 gears. So that car was pretty impressive. I think it did really well. And it's going to do better next year when I go back. And that's the plan, is that I go back next year and we do gears, cams, converter, maybe a Haltech, get the power up a little bit, get it power through the driveline faster through the converter and the gears, and that thing should, just gears alone will put it in the 13. So all that stuff, we reckon high 12s. Like me and Zane have been talking about, we reckon easy it'll go into the 12s. We do cams, gears, converter, and a Haltech, the thing will go 12s. And out of a naturally aspirated 6-cylinder, without stupid gears, like I'm talking 3.7 gears. If we did 3.7 gears, that'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Obviously, Summonats USA is something that's popped up more recently, and I could do a video on that in itself, just talking about Summonats USA, but I don't want to get into areas that I'm not supposed to be talking about. You know, remember, Summonats owns Street Machine these days, so it is what it is. So there are a lot of ways I can get myself into trouble here. So anyway, that does sound pretty cool. I would love to go over and do it. I don't know that work is going to send me. Hey, I'll go. You want me to go? I'll go. And it would be great to grab the Fairmont and take it to Summonats USA, but the Fairmont's up in Minnesota, which is like 1,800 miles or something like that from Florida. So it's a long drive. It's a big drive. So I'm not sure that's actually something we could do. And it's 3 months earlier than I was planning to go over. So I'm not sure I'll have the money either. It is what it is. But yeah, I will have to try and, like I said, revamp the merch stuff, get that firing again, get back into the car stuff, get the YouTube views up again, because it has been a little bit lackadaisical lately because people are like, you're not doing car stuff. It is Scotty's Garage. It is a bit of a journey, and I always said it was going to be a journey. So let's just enjoy this journey, whether it is dedicated car stuff or whether it's garage stuff or whether it's just my personal life stuff. It is all part of it. I mean, I am just this one guy trying to make this stuff happen. And you got to remember, I'm doing Carnage all during the week, and then weekends I get 2 days a week to do Scotty's Garage, and I'm just one guy. So yeah, it's been a pretty heavy duty 16 months, I've got to say. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at the moment. Oh, the other thing I meant to mention was the fact that 12's for 2K. Yeah, so obviously I'm going to continue that Falcon, but Heathcote's shut down at the moment. So Heathcote is like, there's nothing happening at Heathcote at the moment. And that car, in its current form with the turbo way up in the air, you can't run that at Calder. Like, they won't let it run at Calder. They won't let it run at any sort of Andro or IHRA tracks the way it is. So Heathcote was kind of its place, its home. And now that Heathcote's not happening at the moment, then it's kind of like, whoa, where am I going to race this thing? And it may need to be totally revamped. I might have to like rebuild like some new turbo headers for that car and mount the turbo much lower, so we can, race it at another track. I got to wait to see, I guess, what's going to happen with Heathcote. Now, Heathcote is booked in for Drag Challenge in like less than 6 weeks, but at the moment we don't even know if that's going to happen. Like, Drag Challenge will happen, but whether Heathcote will happen, the decision's going to be made in the next week or so. This is what I know about. I know people's like, you run Drag Challenge. I don't run Drag Challenge anymore. You got to remember, Summonats owns Street Machine. Summonats is an event company. Summonats runs Drag Challenge now. So, all right. So those decisions are all made away from me, okay? But yeah, Drag Challenge is coming up. That's going to be great. I'll be there working, but won't be racing. And yeah, hopefully Heathcote is a thing that happens. If it doesn't, we do have a contingency in place, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. So yeah, we may have to make some massive changes to the AU, and that's one of the reasons I haven't really been putting a massive effort into the AU lately either, So sure, I could have done more videos with that, but why put that effort into that car if it turns around that I can't actually race it at Heathcote anymore? So I might have to do other things with it. And I want to run 12s or better with that car, but it just means we're going to probably fall outside the budget. We kind of already have in a way, but yeah, I think, yeah, I'm going to have to make some changes there, and it's going to really affect its budget. So it is what it is. Was there anything else I had to talk about there? Not really. Not really. I mean, obviously, Dad's Ute. I want to, I'm, like I said, happy with the way the car's running, but I do want to tune it with the 800 that's on it now. I want to dyno tune it and then take it out to the track, probably quarter, and run it and see if we can get a 12 out of it. Because, like I said, the transmission works perfectly now. It's great. I'm really happy with how that's all working. So, yeah, if we can get that out there and run a 12, then kind of Dad's Ute is then essentially done, but I do want to slowly clean up Dad's Ute and make it tidy throughout, if you know what I'm saying. So, but I won't be, modifying it to go any faster. So that's what these cars are for. Those cars are to go faster. Getting 12s out of Dad's Ute is a goal, and that's the only goal it has, other than just be enjoyable for me. So, I hope that's answered some questions. I mean, the shoulder thing's been a bit of a downer, I've got to say. That's really put a crimp in my efforts recently, both personally here and professionally at work. It's been, a real pain in the bum, or shoulder. And, it is what it is. Like I said, next year I want to go back to the States, do more Fairmont stuff. Whether I go to Summernats USA, I do not know. I would love to. I think that'd be great. I have some information about all that stuff that I can't even talk about. I would love to talk about, but I can't, because I believe there's a whole bunch of stuff still sort of being negotiated and all that sort of thing. And I think it could be, I think Summernats USA is going to be amazing. I think it's going to be huge. So really looking forward to seeing what happens with that. If I can get over there, I will. But I've also got to think about, the Fairmont and what I want to do with that moving forward. So, and if I've got the money to do it. So, yeah. That's what it all comes down to, doesn't it? Having the money and the time. Time and money. That's what it comes down to. So, anyway, I'm going to do some more stuff with my plasma table this weekend. This video might slot in before the fourth part of the plasma table. Say fourth part because I've already done 3 parts. I do have a couple parts still coming for the plasma table, which is kind of one of the reasons I've slotted this in, but also to answer these questions that people keep dropping in the comment section of YouTube, both on Scotty's Garage and Carnage, what is going on. Well, hopefully this answers some of what is going on. Anyway, I think that is enough talking from me. I hope you guys continue to enjoy the videos, like and subscribe, support the channel through buying stickers or t-shirts or hats or stubby coolers, whatever. That'd be fantastic. I do need to push that a little bit more. I am behind on my tool drawers too. That's me. That's on me. I have brand new tool sets sitting in the bottom of my tool drawer there to give away, and I have not done those drawers yet. So we'll get onto that and catch up with that stuff as well. So join us next time on Scotty's Garage for more Scotty's Garage action. Watch the toolbox videos. I mean, they're short, they're sharp, they're just tool reviews, just something to pass the time. They're easy for me to create, and they're just a little bit of extra content for you guys, and I hope you enjoy them. I do have some cool stuff that's coming up with them, with that tool side of things, but also, there's so much cool stuff coming up on Scotty's Garage, and now is not the time to pull the pin on me, so to speak, if you know what I mean. Don't give up on me just yet, okay? So I'm doing the best I can. I hope you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then I don't know what else I can do, guys. I'm paddling as fast as I can. Anyway. We'll see you on future episodes of Scotty's Garage.